You know, my number one most anticipated show coming out is Lord of the Rings,
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. I almost said Power of the Ring. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power has been my number one most anticipated show this year. More than Andor, and I'm really excited about that. More than, anything else. I'm looking forward to that show. But kind of close to it is the Game of Thrones, The House of Dragons. And the trailer that dropped for Comic-Con, or just a couple of days before Comic-Con, unbelievable. And I have loved what it's been looking like. It felt like we were back in Westeros. Like the whole thing, it just seemed great. Now, they did a premiere event that to show the first episode last night that a bunch of people, not including me, I guess I'm not considered a TV guy, not including me, was invited to go watch the first episode of House of Dragons. And amongst those people were a bunch of them who did not like the final season of the Game of Thrones. I, of course, do. I think y'all are crazy. I think all of you are crazy. I think that is great, even though it was rushed, shouldn't be so short. But I thought it was fantastic. But a lot of people didn't like it. I'm cool with that. So a lot of these people who went to go see the first episode of the House of Dragons were not happy with how the Game of Thrones ended at all. And the reactions have been fantastic. I did not like the last, you don't have to scroll through this, Jonathan, but okay. I did not like the last season of Game of Thrones at all. But I admit the series premiere of the House of Dragons is really well done, and I'll definitely continue watching. After the episode ended, they showed an extended preview of the rest that looks cool. Another reaction, some says, sometimes you just got to spend the night hanging out with a dragon. For those curious about the series, without spoilers, I can say that the thing I really dig is that it still feels epic in scope and epic in pace while telling a personal and intimate story about the family, showcasing both their love and their dysfunction. The House of Dragon, another reaction from Brandon writes, the House of Dragon on HBO pilot is very efficiently and expertly explains in its context its relation to Game of Thrones, introduces its core characters, and lays out the central conflict of the series. It is an easy to follow premiere with vibrant colors, detailed texture, absolutely a worthy successor of Game of Thrones so far. Cat Combs wrote, I did not know how much I missed Game of Thrones theme song until I heard it tonight at the House of Dragon premiere, which is like, ooh, are they going to actually use the Game of Thrones theme?
I love that idea.
So do I. I love it.
It's like the Star Wars theme.
Yeah, you say like the Imperial March is the theme, the national theme of the Empire. Just say Game of Thrones, that theme music is like the Westeros theme.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what it is, but
I thought the same thing. I was like, they got to either beat it or be as good. Just use the other one.
Just use the other one. So I didn't know how much I missed the theme song until I heard it tonight at the House of Dragon premiere. That first episode is fantastic. Cannot wait to see what's next. Fingers crossed, no repeat final season Game of Thrones. Another reaction. I cannot begin to tell you or put into words just how much I disliked the final season of Game of Thrones. But wow, talk about getting things back on track in a big and brilliant way. This is a worthy successor. So it went on and on and on. So again, now remember, they were only talking about one episode.
Yeah.
First episode. But the first episode does lay the tracks and everything like that. I just personally think it's very interesting to hear from people who really didn't like the way the last series ended to come out and say, this was great. Because I don't think some people would take it serious. Like if I went to that premiere, because I did like I thought the final season was brilliant. There's a reason it won all those Emmys. And I came out saying, yeah, I thought it was great too. Then a lot of people are going to look at me and go, yeah, but you like the last season of Game of Thrones. So,
well.
But so I think it's notable that a lot of people who did not like the final season of Game of Thrones are coming out and saying that. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing these reactions. What stands out to you?
Well, I'm really excited. I am not one of those people who like the end of Game of Thrones, but I love Game of Thrones. You know, on a rewatch.
As a whole, you love Game of Thrones.
And it's astonishing. It's an astonishing bit of television. I mean, in television history. So this is really great to hear because I had a lot of high hopes. It is HBO.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like HBO just churns out garbage. And I would think that, you know, they were developing 4 different shows. They scrapped one. They shot a whole pilot.
Yeah, pilot, and they scrapped it.
They scrapped it. So
that was the one with Michelle Williams, right?
I think
Not
so.
Sure.
I don't remember, but the fact that this is as good as it is I think great to hear, and I think we're in for a really great show. I love the premise that the civil war between this family, the Targaryen family, and I love rights of succession and who's going to sit on the Iron Throne. I think it's. And George R.R. Martin is still involved, you know. Yeah. I think it's great. I'm really excited. And, you know, John, if we're going to get we don't like it when things are not good. We want things to be good. And we've got Lord of the Rings. We've got House of the Dragon. I'm really excited for the Marvel series Secret Invasion. And I can tell you that Picard season 3, and I've been a Picard hater. Picard season 3 is awesome. And so it's great that we're getting, these franchise properties that are going to, I think, for us as TV viewers and genre fans, I always say we live in great times. And it's great to hear, man. I'm excited.
Chris, I mean, we're hearing these reactions. Any of this surprise you? And if not, what are these reactions is standing out to you?
I mean, I'm not too surprised because HBO does do great stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm a person who wasn't a big fan of the final season. I'm one of those. But it does make me very, very happy that everyone was like, I hated the last season. And this is great. That's really great. But it is the pilot episode, right? Is our premiere episode. You got to start out of the gate strong, especially when you're succeeding a show like Game of Thrones that was, part of the cultural zeitgeist. Even people who weren't into fantasy kind of genre stuff were so into this show. And I think what HBO is doing here is really smart with their storytelling of taking fantasy, genre work and making it a lot like their show Succession, right? Making it about familial drama and familial power grabs, because that's intriguing as hell. And then mixing it in with dragons, how could you go wrong? I'm really hoping they don't.
But they did. That the thing is they did that first pilot, and I think that the fact that they were willing to scrap a pilot and not make something that was lackluster.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a whole season worth of goodness.
I
Here's
hope
the part
so.
that I love the most about what I'm hearing from this was the couple of the reactions that talked about the fact that this first episode lays out the premise of the show, the context, what the conflicts are going to be. See, because I like that. You remember the first episode of Heroes?
Yep.
By the way, one of the best single seasons of television ever to me was that first season of Heroes. The very first episode. Boom, say the cheerleaders save the world. The end of that episode shows you what it is they have to try to avoid and stop. A little bit of Umbrella Academy-ish, actually. But what it is they have to try to stop and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you watch that first episode, okay, I know what this show is. I know what this show is about. Let's go. I hate kind of the modern trend we've seen in the last couple of years where, well, you really got to get to episode 7 before you really... It's like, no. You should get me right out of the gate. I should not be obligated to have to watch 4 hours of your show before I even know what's happening, right? So I love hearing this. That first episode out of the gate, boom, this is what the show is. These are the conflicts. Let's go. I love that. I love hearing that. And I hope Lord of the Rings does that too. Because if Lord of the Rings makes us wait till like episode 5 before we even figure out what is it they're trying to stop or what is the cataclysm? Like, I'm going to be dissatisfied.
I mean, I can be honest. They could go full Tolkien and be like, let's describe grass for 3 episodes. And I'd be like, this is beautiful.
Actually, now that you say that, you're right. That is completely Tolkien.
Yeah, I'd
right?
be like, this
that's
is
exactly
amazing.
how Tolkien did it.
No, they would sing the song about grass.
Yes, they would sing
yeah.
a 7-page song.
And I'd be
about
in.
grass.
I'd be just like,
All right, guys, question is for you. We're hearing these reactions now coming out for the first episode of the House of Dragons. And even from a lot of people who didn't like the way Game of Thrones ended, they're saying this is great. Where's your expectation level? Are you excited for this show? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this episode, MeUndies. Now you guys have heard us talk about MeUndies, the legendary underwear brand that has totally taken over the podcasting world. And guys, I've been wearing MeUndies for the last couple of months, and I can honestly tell you it changes your day when you start off your day by putting on a pair of the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn, knowing that you're going to be walking in comfort all day in MeUndies. Everyone knows MeUndies for their super soft undies and comfy bralettes, but did you know that they make other stuff too? We're talking durable, cushy socks that will make your feet sing. We're talking super stretchy loungewear. We're talking daily tees, shorts, and rompers that add a little silky softness to your everyday. They even make hoodies for your dog so you can match every important person in your life. Available in sizes of extra small to 4XL and tons of colors and prints, make MeUndies your destination for all things soft and sustainable. MeUndies has a great offer for John Campus Show listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Campia. That's MeUndies.com/Campia.